Hi there, my name is Siggy and I'm from TCG Bandits. About 1 month ago, I opened a Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Play Booster Box. I opened 30 packs, each pack contains 14 cards. I didn't find the time until now to inventory all the cards individually, search up the prices and put them on our website. Now that I have done that, and it has taken me about 15 hours to complete all of that, I know the value of all the single cards individually, and I can compare it with the retail value of these boxes. I can understand you are very curious now, so let's dive into the numbers. So this is the list that I have constructed together with the help of ChatGPT, Gemini, and a list that I also could find on the internet that already someone else started creating. So I always list up the set number, card number, I give it a unique number in my inventory, the name, then the rarity. You have rare cards, you have land cards, you have token cards, all those things. Then the condition, also very important. The inventory quantity, how many cards I have of that type, and then the sale amount, and also when I checked the last price. I always check my prices on Card Market, and I look at the Belgium and the Netherlands market, and then I filter on the condition itself. So this is what I gathered, and some cards do have a good value and other cards are just a misery 5 cents. To give you some background information, the lowest price that we maintain is 5 cents. And I know some people will say, but 5 cents for some cards, that's way too much. Well, we are a business, we need to look at all the cards, we sleeve all the cards, and we take the time to put them online, we search for an image, we make sure that that is all done in a professional way. That also costs time, and time costs money. So a Play Booster Box has 30 packs, 14 cards per pack, and there were some extra cards I think as well. I think there was kind of like a box stopper. Who knows. So, but my list is constructed first of all out of the draft cards. This is then the huge list of all the draft cards. Then we get a section of the FCA Through the Ages. Those were also a couple of cards. Then we get then the art series, and then we get to the token cards. That brought us in total to about 320 different cards. With different cards, I also mean you can have the normal version and then you can have the foil version. So that counts then as 2 cards, the normal and then the foil. So 320 different cards, and the total price was €244.80. The retail price of the box at that moment in time was €164.95. We don't always take the lowest price on Card Market, we try to look a bit at the median price. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. So, to give you an idea, if we would be able to sell all these cards at the prices that I have defined now, then we would make about €80 on this booster box. Of course, prices will change. We will need to see how that goes. It can go up, it can go down. Then, as I mentioned, we added them all to our website. In total, the process of creating the inventory, adding them to the website, making sure that the pictures are okay, that took me close to 15 hours, perhaps even more. I didn't have a stopwatch. Nope, I'm not that crazy. But it took me a long time. And I know you are probably saying now, but there are only 283 cards on the website. Well, yeah, I finished it up yesterday, then it was 320. But yesterday evening already a customer placed a pretty significant order, and now we are down to 283 different type of cards left in stock. Some cards we still have, of course, multiple copies. You always have bulk in every booster box that you buy. If that is now Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, you got bulk everywhere. On our website, I also have taken the time to create a bit of a decent overview, I think. In the menu, I have provided a structure to make it a bit easy for you. You can view all the cards of a specific set. You can only look at the drafts, the extras, Through the Ages, art series, or the token cards. So let's now just first of all open the complete list of all the cards. Yeah, 283 cards. Standard, you are in sorting of popularity. But you can list them also by card number. Yes, very important, very useful, especially if you are looking at the draft cards or the token cards or you name it. You can filter on the card number. And in this case, we are now going to sort by price. This will give us an overview of the high value cards that we pulled. And the most valuable card that we pulled, my friends, was this one. Number 317. This card has a value of about 90 euros, which is not bad. Imagine if I didn't have this card in that booster box, then I wouldn't have made any money on this booster box because this card has a value of already 90 euros. And like I mentioned previously, normally on this booster box, if I can sell all the cards at the price that I mentioned, I would make about 80 euros. So it was a close call, and it's like they say, normally opening up booster boxes for profit for when selling the cards individually is not profitable. It is always a gamble, and if I did not have this card, I would have perhaps made a loss. It depends what other card would have been in it, but the chances were big that it would have been a loss. If you look at some other cards, then we had card number 255, 33 euros, card number 1, 25 euros, and then we already go down sub 10 euros. So there are not a lot of cards with a high value. As you can see here, we are now already card number 12. It is already down to 1 euro for a card. I'm also looking for a bit of feedback from you guys to know if this approach on our website, the naming convention, the card number that we mentioned, the structure of the menu, then in this case, is this all decent for you guys? Does this make it easy for you to find a card which is then a draft card, which is then perhaps more of a special foil card, or if you are looking for Through the Ages that you like it, that is in a separate category, and also that you can filter the cards by card numbering. Of course, the images are all stock photos that we find online. We don't have the time to take a picture of every card. Nope, that is not efficient. Not at all. So, but if you look at it now, it was a huge gamble in opening up such a booster box, because without that high value card, we wouldn't have made any profit on it. Is this something that you could do, that you could open a booster box and try to sell the single cards? Well, you will be left with a lot of bulk that you will never be able to sell. That is also the reality. Okay, Final Fantasy, from what I've read, from what I can find online on Reddit, on our card market and things like that, cards are selling pretty good. But you also have other sets which are selling pretty bad, which are not popular. You need to think carefully where you want to invest in and try to understand the market. For us ourselves, we are pretty new to the Magic the Gathering scene. We don't know the game to play. I can't play the game. I'm learning every day, which is very important because I want to understand the community. I want to know what the players need. I don't want to get products in my inventory that a player does not need. I already got some products sitting in my inventory like that because I didn't know anything about it. To be honest, what I'm very curious now is if I open another Final Fantasy Play booster box, what that value will be. I want to do a little bit of comparison between those two booster boxes. Am I going to do it now? No, I'm not going to do it now because I'm hoping that it doesn't take me 15 hours to do the inventory again and put them online. But I would find it a nice experiment to see what the value would be. But I also have, I think, at least one or perhaps two sets that I still need to inventory also. I think it's Aether Drift and another one that I need to inventory, check the prices and put them on our website. But I'm also extremely busy in putting up Pokemon single cards, and everything takes a huge amount of time. What is your perception in buying sealed products in comparison with buying single cards? Something that I notice is that the world of Magic the Gathering, in the beginning when a set releases, people are jumping on booster boxes, on sealed products, but not long afterwards, people are looking more towards the single cards instead of the sealed products because the pull rates are perhaps a bit less than what you would expect. And also the sets of Magic the Gathering are so huge, so many cards in every set that it makes it difficult in just getting the cards that you need. And everybody has a different way in, of course, playing the game, constructing their decks and having their game strategy. So that also play a huge role in what they want to do. And then you also have then the commander side of the game, which is also a completely different story that I really would need to check out how that actually is going on, because that is, from what I've seen, also a completely different set of cards, something like that. I don't know. I just focus now on the Play Booster Box. What is your perception? Have you bought Final Fantasy, the Play Booster Box, or perhaps the Commander decks, you name it? What is your perception about this? And also, the new set is coming up. Edge of Eternities will be released beginning of August. I've seen some hype messages about it. Some people think it's going to be low-key because Final Fantasy is stealing the thunder, and then afterwards Spider-Man in September is also going to steal the thunder. But I think Edge of Eternities can be an important set as well, because I've seen some videos of players that really feel that the cards in that set can be of high value when you play them, even perhaps more than what you would get from the Final Fantasy. Because a Final Fantasy is more of a gimmick set, and Edge of Eternities could perhaps be more playable. It is all how you play the game, of course, what you expect of the game, against who you are playing. That is all, of course, another story. So let me know down in the comments what you feel about this comparison, what your perception is about that ADUs that we could make. Take into account a lot of that bulk perhaps will never sell. Who knows, perhaps in 2 years I still got 100 cards bulk that I didn't manage to sell at 5 cents a card. So yeah, who knows. And also I need to look up the prices from time to time to see if a card has gone down in value or has gone up. All depends, because as you know, people are opening up products, more cards are coming onto the market, or perhaps people are buying certain cards and then the quantity on the open market is getting less and less as well. So all that to take into account. If you're looking now for sealed products, you know what to do, you know the drill. Head over to tcgbandits.eu. If you're now looking for Magic the Gathering Pokemon in the future, Disney Lorcana will also be added for single cards. Check it out. Feedback also very much appreciated, because if you can fine tune it, if it can be more straightforward for you to navigate the website. I still got a couple of ideas that I perhaps want to improve, but then I need some development done in the background, because I've got some limitations in the website itself. So yeah, very curious to know what you think. If you like the video, do not forget to like and also subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell to get alerted when I upload a new video. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.